today to show you how to take Zutter's 12 by 12 corrugated cardboard and to make a background that looks a little bit like it's airbrushed using paint and mist. I started off by taking the cardboard very imperfectly, tearing off pieces and leaving some behind. I have put a layer of gesso over the top of all of this, and it has dried, and now I am ready to apply this technique. This is going to be a 12 by 12 layout. I discovered when I was at a recent craft show and I was showing some of my recent projects that people were just absolutely fascinated by the corrugated board used in my projects, and those were their favorite projects of all. And I like it as well. It adds so much dimension, and by adding color to it as well, you're just kind of knocking it out of the park. I have done a step out tutorial of this, but I wanted to do a video tutorial so you could kind of see the process in its whole, its entirety. What I'm going to start off with is some I'm using iridescent white paint. I've also used a titanium white. This is the Academy Acrylics by Grumbacher, and I think that it makes, I like the iridescent look. It's very feminine, and this is going to have some femininity to it. I am going to first add the iridescent white to my palette. Next, I'm using Electric Blue Smooch by Clear Snap, and I am going to start off by adding about 4 or 5 sprays. Now I'm taking a larger brush. This is my favorite brush of all time, and I'm going to mix these two up. Now you're going to see that the color on my brush is going to be kind of a sky blue, and that is exactly what I am going for right now. I am going to start off by painting the outsides. So I'm going to do this with my blended paint products. If you're worried about mess, I suggest you lay down a newspaper or something, because this will get a tiny bit messy. Now, you don't want to just keep going across the whole thing. We're just going to kind of do a frame. I'm going to need way more paint. If you were to do this over the top of a page that was not gessoed and you just use the iridescent paint, it's going to have a completely different look. This is going to give it more of a, I don't know how to describe it. I guess a grungy look. I've got this repainted. Okay, I'm going to put my light, and this is kind of to take the darker colors and put them on the outside of the corrugated board. Now, as you can see, this is very, very imperfect. And when it picks up on top of the layer that is left, it's also going to look different. Now, I don't like it when it gets this straight look here, so I just kind of feather it toward the middle. I'm going to really get in there with my brush into the grooves of the corrugated board. Fill those up. You could leave them blank. It gives it even more of a vintage look. In this case, I want it completely covered. All right, almost done here. Okay, we're leaving this blank in the middle, and there's a reason for that. Now, I am going to take my iridescent white paint, and I am going to, oh goodness, look at this. I'm going to put just a little bit plain in here, and we're not going to blend. But I'm going to leave the color on my brush. I'm not going to wash out my brush. Now I'm going to take from the edges and I'm going to kind of go from the corners out, and I'm going to just start blending this paint in. I just had something blow off the table. My fearless assistant is helping me with that. Here I am, blending, blending, blending. And I'm going to blend it all toward the middle. You see, I'm still leaving a hole in the center that is white. And I like the color of this. It's a nice, bright, and when it you add that smooch on there that has the glittery iridescent quality with the iridescent paint, it's just perfect. Now, can you see, I'm gonna try to get in there. Right in here, you'll see where it kind of isn't all the way blended in, and I don't know how, it's not picking up the paint. You want to make sure and really get that smoothed out. It's really, we'll do this on here. So I'm going to add even more, so you can see that's going to take a lot of paint for me. I'm going to really fill that in. Blending, blending, blending toward the center. Can you see how it's almost creating that airbrush effect already? You can see that. We're blending it in to the edges. I am going to leave this with kind of the dark brown color in some of the areas. And for the most part, I am done. You can see that this is still kind of white, but I was just blending in toward the center. Now, just to add just a little bit of interest, I'm going to take the electric blue and I'm going to spray it in some of the corners. You can see how it's going to be a little bit darker, and that's exactly what I'm wanting. There is a little bit of white paint still left on there, and I'm going to just kind of blend that in. I'm using feather light strokes over the top of this. I am done. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you learned something, and show me if you try this technique. I promise it's easy, it's fun, and it has a great result.